place where our company really gets to experiment with some new and interesting technologies and envisions ways that we can help our customers create better applications.
That's awesome.
In fact, the ComponentOne Studio for Silverlight is one of the products we've got brewing in our labs right now. And we wanted to, what the studio is it's a suite of tools that build on the Silverlight that allow developers to create some really cool business and scientific applications.
Oh, excellent. So you allow developers to focus on their business logic rather than having to worry about plumbing things and whatnot.
Exactly. Especially knowing that the components were built specifically for the Silverlight platform and by a company that's been around doing components since the days of VB1.
Wow, that's great. Great, so should we take a look at it?
Absolutely. And I want to introduce you, this is Bernardo. He's a good friend of mine, also my lab partner, and CTO of ComponentOne, and he's going to be helping us with the demo.
Hi, my name is Bernardo Castillo. I'm the CTO for ComponentOne, and we're here to talk about our Silverlight Controls Sapphire suite. So my role in the company is to look for new technologies and keep tabs on what's going on, what's new, and what applies to us, what platforms are interesting to us as a company. And when we first saw Silverlight 1.0, we thought, hey, this is really interesting technology, but it's more towards media and doesn't apply so much to us. When we saw 1.1, that was totally different because of the support for the .NET CLR on the client. That is right up our alley. And what excited me personally so much is that it brings a lot of convergence to this field. And I think I'm a typical developer. I'm a very lazy guy. You know, I know WinForms. I've been doing WinForms for a long time. What really excites me is not when technology is completely new. It's when a little bit of it is new, but it allows me to use what I know and you know, all the skills that I acquire, and I can deploy that on a totally different venue and totally different platform. So what excited me about Silverlight 1.1 was that now I can use my WinForms skills and create web apps, you know, using that same technology, the same debugger, the same tools. And I don't have to deal with HTML or JavaScript, which, I mean, nothing against those tools, but it's just not what I do. So I can stick to C#, and then I can develop my application. I don't have to worry about testing it in Safari and Firefox. It's all taken care of for me. So I think that's really good. And if I'm excited about it, I think our customers will be excited about it.
Cool. Okay, so when we talk for, I mean, my primary audience here is developers and developers with a designer slant. Can you walk me through what it takes to really get your controls on a page, what it takes to really interact with them through code? How does that work?
Okay. The way it works today is not the way it's going to work when this thing's released, obviously, because Microsoft is going to add much better support into Blend for these custom controls. The way we do this today is we ask our designer to come up with a page, and then we take his design, we take specific elements, and we say, okay, replace that rectangle called buy button with this control, which is the buy button. And the control automatically inherits the design elements that were on the page. Okay, so all of a sudden that rectangle becomes a button and it starts firing events and exposing properties that I can program against.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. And I mean, things like drop-down lists and what we saw in our demos today, some text boxes, things like that. Is data binding as simple as we would expect it to be?
Data binding, we actually implemented our own system.data classes, our versions of the data set, data table, data view. And I hope that a lot of that stuff we'll be able to reuse eventually, you know, even after Microsoft introduces the real data binding they're going to put in there.
Okay.
But we do have, you know, our version of the iBinding list, all the stuff that people are used to in WinForms. It's available in Silverlight today, right now. And then when the final version comes out, a lot of that's probably going to change, but we'll try to preserve as much as possible.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Tom Bray. I'm the product manager for our DevTool line. And basically my responsibility is to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. What controls we're doing, what features we have in our controls, how we interact with our customers, get feedback into the dev cycle, and just manage that whole process.
All right. So, as a product manager, how does Silverlight impact your development cycles? How does it help you do your job?
Well, the one good thing about it is now that you really have a great interaction between the designer and the developer. It really helps cut down the iteration cycles because these guys can now work in parallel and do their do their jobs and not have to worry about, is my graphic work going to be implemented correctly. So I mean, that's one of the greatest things about it. Plus coding these web apps are a lot easier for our developers, especially the guys who are really strong in the WinForms. So they can just now I can make this a web form, and it's really great.
Cool. All right, I'm going to drop a question on you I didn't prepare you for. You said the word iterations. Just because a lot of people are always interested in application lifecycle and all that stuff, what kind of shop are you guys? Are you guys Agile? Are you XP? Are you traditional waterfall? How do you guys traditionally handle your projects?
We're Agile.
Okay.
So we take things as they come and get them into the dev cycle as best we can. We're really focused on what the customers want. And getting that into the products as soon as possible.
Okay.
And what makes sense.
Very cool. All right, so the burning question, when can I get my hands on Sapphire?
Well, we are tentatively scheduling an alpha release of our controls, what we have now on labs.componentone.com. And we're really hoping to get something out into the next the month or 6 weeks time frame. And that would include, everything that you see on labs and, anything we do into that point. We're going to have, a forum area for that, and so we can start getting feedback from our customers on the controls. We really want to get the stuff out there so that people can start playing with it and give us, the feedback that we need to make the product what it needs to be.
Cool. And is this going to be a public alpha, private alpha?
It's going to be a public alpha.
Okay.
So we're not going to just limit it to our customers. It's going to be to people that come and sign up, create an account, and really request the alpha.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dave May. I'm with ComponentOne. I'm the visual design manager. I work with the developers. Basically, I'm to put the look and feel to our controls, into our demos, and anything else we do that goes out to the general public. I have a design background. I worked in design and marketing for 8 years, did all the graphic design for the company, switched over to development about 6 months ago, and to help jumpstart the Silverlight and WPF effort.
Cool. All right. So when you're involved in designing components and working with Silverlight, what are the things that you find most exciting about this new technology?
What I find most exciting is the fact that my designs are just what I do and what I create gets implemented 99 to 100%. There's no wasted XAML. There's no wasted design.
Can you give me a detailed example of that? Like, work me through the process of creating a project.
Just for older controls, say the .NET 2.0 stuff. I would create mock-ups in Photoshop. We'll cut little pieces and parts out, and we'll put them where they need to go. And for ASP.NET and .NET, that kind of stuff. So it was all bitmaps and stuff like that. But with the Silverlight area, I'm able to take the designs in complete vector graphics, and just take each part, each little piece and part, each canvas, and implement it. Just skin the actual controls. It's almost like lookless controls, and I make it any way I want it, and it just gets implemented.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about when you're working as a designer with a developer. What's that process like?
Well, the process begins with the developer will tell me what he's working on, what we need to do, and he may make a simple wireframe mock-up of the app in semi-working order. And what I'll do is I'll take that and I'll just start designing on top of it. Taking the same form and just make whatever I want to make. And he's able to go ahead and do the back end at the exact same time that I'm working on the front end, on the graphics. And the interaction is amazing. I mean, we're able to get things done in days instead of months. It's just great. I've never been a part of something that moves so quickly.
Very cool.